us, the fresh maker.
Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 3.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral vote, in Indiana with its 11th electoral vote, West Virginia, Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
And boom, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, D-Day Cobra, and I am happy to see all of you here tonight. Welcome in on a Wednesday in the middle of the biggest disaster we have ever seen for the Democratic Party. It is a complete shit show, and I, for one, am enjoying it very, very much. And we're going to talk about all of that. New York is in play. According to Democrats now, New York is actually in play. This is insanity. You've got more and more Democrats calling for Joe Biden to step down. But I think we need to rally around the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, the most popular president in history. He needs to be the nominee. He deserves it. He has served as a powerful leader for America. He's the most popular president in history, and I think he should absolutely be the nominee for this country, 1,000%. We have to stand by Joe Biden. He's earned the right to be the nominee, ladies and gentlemen. He's earned the right. How dare these elites, as Joe Biden called them, how dare these elites try to get Joe Biden to step down? This is the most popular president in the history of our country. And Chris Godwin just dropped a 50 and says nothing. Says nothing. Thank you, Chris. Or Goodwin. I'm sorry, Goodwin. Chris Goodwin, not Godwin. Chris Goodwin. Thank you, Christian Goodwin. I appreciate you, man. 50 to start us out. Christian Goodwin. Thank you, brother. Yeah, so we're going to go all over it. And again, when somebody like George Clooney, who's part of our intro for CobraCast, by the way, where he says that Donald Trump will never be president, when George Clooney steps away from the Biden administration, woo, But thank you, Christian Goodwin. $50 and says nothing. Haymaker Jane, welcome to the Snake Pit. Thank you. Mad Max 71 says Jeremy, new 199 caps coming soon. Thanks. Yes. I've got the process beginning on the Flex Fit 199 hats. All right. I promised that a long time ago. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but yes, working on that right now. Kevin Cron with 5 gifted memberships. What's up, Kevin? I saw Kevin said, now I'm here because Jay's stream has ended. So thank you, Kevin. Alan Tanasi says, George Clooney once got a Lifetime Achievement Award, but I wonder how many lives he ended on Epstein's Island. Allegedly, I can't confirm that statement. Thank you, Alan Tanasi. I appreciate it. Jeremy's camera is gay, says Flex Fit hats win. Been waiting to order. Yes, working on it as we speak. Working on it as we speak. Alan Tanasi says, I heard Joe Biden carries a load of notes for his speeches, but the only load I think he is the crap is pants, but I can't confirm. Alan is on it already. Let's go. Haymaker Jane with the gifted membership. Thank you. Modalicious with the member messages. I haven't laughed that hard at a debate since 2016. The left flipped on Biden faster than they did on, well, each other all the time. Yeah, I'm still very confused on how to really process how this whole thing is going to go. I'm struggling to understand what their end goal is here. And they've got something up their sleeve. Don't think that the Democrats don't have something up their sleeve. I don't know what it is. But right now it's very bad, and I don't know if they can fix how much damage has been done in the last few weeks. We will see. I saw someone talking about Boogie2988. Dude, I was watching the LolCal live podcast. I was laughing my ass off. I don't know how many people know what I'm talking about, but you have Boogie2988, who's a OG YouTuber. It was wild, man. It was wild. You had Medicare on there. You had Keemstar on there. Wings of Redemption. It was wild. So if you want to look it up, you can. But I was watching that stream, and it was insane. It was insane. But Boogie2988 is basically being accused of faking cancer to get donations. Yeah, Mudahar was on the panel as well, Viper Chief. So yeah, Boogie is basically being accused of faking cancer to get notifications. And they asked him to provide the medical receipts. And I think Mudahar offered him $50,000 just to provide the medical receipts, and he refused to provide the medical receipts. It's a corner of the internet that a lot of people don't know, but I watched the stream and I was having a blast watching it, man. I was laughing my ass off. McCock says, at an Astros game, kicking Miami's ass. Well, I hope you have fun, brother. I hope you have fun. Spirian with the 199. There is Christian Goodwin's 50 again. Blair DeBlair says, will there be any meetup in Milwaukee at the RNC next week? I don't think so, but I'm not going to organize anything. Now, there's some other creators that I'm going to be, meeting up with. If there is something, I will certainly let you guys know, whether it's on Twitter or the community tab here on YouTube. But basically, I'm driving the weekend to get there. I'm doing a road trip this weekend. And I tell you what, I will probably go live at some point from the road. Just driving. I won't, I'll make sure I'm safe, obviously. I won't be reading chat, but just give some updates or something like that. But I don't have any plans, because essentially what's going to happen is I've got to worry still about running Geeks and Gamers and uploading videos and just doing things like that. So I've got Geeks and Gamers Daily that I still need to tend to. I need to upload videos to Geeks and Gamers. So my free time away from the convention is going to be dedicated to creating content. And then Thursday night, as soon as everything ends, whatever time it ends, I'm on the road back to Florida immediately after. So I don't have a lot of extra time on my plate. With that said, if there's an opportunity that pops up, I will let you guys know. Modalicious says George Clooney was the worst Batman. Ben Affleck's pretty bad, but yeah. Tommy Doyle, will the 199 hat link be a permanent or limited? It will be a limited run. Not to say we won't bring them back at some point, but in order for like inventory purposes with where we're at, it just doesn't do us any favors to have put a lot of money into giving a ton of inventory right now. So it will be like a campaign when we make them available. Let's see. The reason I knew I was going to catch hell, I hated Ben Affleck's Batman. I thought he was a terrible fucking Batman. I think you should rename him Murder Man. I don't think George Clooney was a good Batman either, but I hated Ben Affleck's Batman, and I love Ben Affleck as an actor and as a director. And I thought I was going to love Ben Affleck's Batman. But the bottom line is Zack Snyder just does not understand superheroes at all. Like, at least the DC cinematic universe, he doesn't understand them at all. So it's not Ben Affleck that's the problem. It's the writing of the character that's the problem. But, yeah, it's the writing of the character. But his stunt double was really good in BVS, in the warehouse scene. His stunt double was really good, so I'll give him credit for that. Christian Bale's the GOAT, though. Christian Bale's the GOAT. Gerald Armstrong with $2 says something, sounds like something DSP would do. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, wild that Boogie was happy to take 5G for fatty coins, but not 50G to show his medical papers for cancer. Now I got to watch this stream, but after this, I was dying watching the stream, man. Just listening to Medicare call out Boogie. Watching Keemstar's reaction, it was great. Metatech says 25th Amendment is a much higher bar than regular impeachment. It requires 2/3 of Senate and the House. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we'll get into it in just a minute, but I think that Joe Biden's going to make the decision to step down. That's what I think will happen. Dom H with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Dom. JMNZZ450 says everything I thought they would try except for the Assange strategy. They have tried and failed. Oh, well, fuck it. November is when I was born, and whatever last-ditch effort they got is going to be a wild ride. Fuck Joe Biden. Hail the 199. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Force Geek says, should Keaton's Batman be called Murder Man? No, it's about the way. I mean, I've said this before. I'm a huge fan of Christian Bale's Batman. Bale's Batman gets a pass for all the fucking people he killed in the beginning of Batman Begins. No one ever thinks about that because the actual scene is, the whole point of the scene is he's trying to save someone. Although he does end up murdering a lot of people in the League of Shadows. He murders everybody in that scene. But it was about the intent. His intent was to save someone. So, yes, he did end up killing everyone, but his intent was to save someone. So that's why it kind of gets lost. Ben Affleck's Batman, his intent's just to kill every motherfucker he sees. He's just trying to kill everybody. I like Keaton's Batman, too. I love Batman 89 and Batman Returns. Kurt Engel Stare says, Biden video where he said I was blanking your wife. Is there, like, I saw someone make this comment earlier. Did that really happen? There ain't no way that happened. Am I missing this? Is this like an old video or a new video or what? Shandog says, don't we find it odd Ellen DeGeneres has canceled all of her live shows and has gone into hiding after the debate, knowing Biden now is set to lose? I'll be honest, I don't pay attention to Ellen, so I didn't know that was a thing. So I was not aware of that at all. Let's see. Johnny the Whiz Kid over on Rumble says, I'm offered night classes for welding. I'm thinking of taking it. I thought I work full time. I don't know if I can handle juggling the two. Also, I won't be able to watch CobraCast. Still, the sooner the better. You got to focus on taking care of yourself, man. So if that's something you're looking to do, I say go for it. You can't worry about live streams that you watch and all that. You can catch the replay. So focus on what's most important to you. General Duality for 2 on Rumble says, Hail, I have been looking for images of Cobra Commander Volume 1 with no luck. I got Volume 1 on IDW's G.I. Joe, written by Chuck Dixon. Well, are you talking about the newer ones, or are you talking about the older ones or the newer ones? The newer Cobra Commander run is absolutely phenomenal, by the way. I highly recommend anybody check that one out. It is so good. B. Barrett says, what's the bigger shit show, the Democratic Party or Jeremy's camera? Easily the Democratic Party. Easily. Mark of Reality says, there is a story on Politico saying the Democrat internal polling shows New York is now a swing state. If Trump picks up New York, this election is over. I have the full story on my Twitter at Mark of Reality 1. Yes, we're going to cover that here in just a little while. Lord of the Reese says, Hail the 199. Just won an eBay auction on a complete in-box copy of Super Mario Sunshine for super cheap. Have some of my money while I'm in a good mood. New games suck. Play old ones. Dude, that's awesome. Especially if you got Super Mario Sunshine for a cheap price. That's a damn good thing, because GameCube games are pretty damn expensive these days. So that's actually pretty damn cool. I'm really happy to hear that. Okay, so we've got to talk about this George Clooney thing. George Clooney has completely turned on the Biden administration. Like, he's turned on him. It's over. And I just think the thing is so funny because, first of all, George Clooney is garbage, okay? George Clooney is a garbage human being. He's always been a garbage human being, and he always will be a garbage human being. But yeah, he is completely turned on Biden. And this is a man who just a few weeks ago was at a campaign with the Biden administration on stage with Joe Biden and Barack Obama. He didn't have anything to say then. But now suddenly he's got something to say now. Absolute trash human being. Let's check out this video from Fox News really quick talking about all of this.
Looks like someone's having a blast with his opposition's meltdown. Former President Trump was jumping, or should we say pouncing, all over the Biden chaos at his rally. Watch.
The radical left Democrat Party is divided in chaos and having a full-scale breakdown, all because they can't decide which of their candidates is more unfit to be president. Sleepy, crooked Joe Biden or laughing Kamala. Joe's own party now wants him to throw in the towel and surrender the president.
Laughing Kamala is one of my favorite Trump nicknames. Laughing Kamala is fantastic. And it's not laughing Kamala, it's laughing. Laffin, I assume. Laughing Kamala. Fucking hilarious.
Presidency after a single 90-minute performance. They want Crooked Joe out of the race.
So is this some foreshadowing? Trump saving some of his sharpest attacks for the vice president, Kamala Harris.
But whatever else can be said about Crooked Joe Biden, you have to give him credit for one brilliant decision, probably the smartest decision he's ever made. He picked Kamala Harris as his vice president. No, it was brilliant. Because it was an insurance policy, maybe the best insurance policy I've ever seen, Marco.
What the heck is
this? If Joe had picked someone even halfway competent, they would have bounced him from office years ago.
Trump also offering President Biden a mulligan on his debate, and he offered him this.
I'm also officially challenging Crooked Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here. I will even give Joe Biden 10 strokes aside. 10 strokes, that's a lot.
See, this right here is where politicians are so stupid. If Joe Biden would have accepted Donald Trump's, which I know Trump knew that he would not accept it, by the way, but if Joe Biden would have accepted that, that would have been the greatest TV we have ever seen. It would have been the greatest thing of all time. And it would have been the greatest thing ever for people like me too that do live streaming. It would have been it would have broken the internet on so many levels. It would have broken the internet on so many levels. But of course, Biden quickly, at least the Biden administration, because Joe Biden was asleep obviously last night. So the Biden administration quickly answered and said no.
That means 20 strokes in case you don't play golf. I will give him 10 strokes a side, and if he wins, I will give the charity of his choice, any charity that he wants, $1 million.
And there you have it. So the Biden campaign responded with this. We'd challenged Donald Trump to create jobs, but he lost 3 million. We challenged Donald Trump to stand up to Putin, but he bent the knee to him. We challenged Donald Trump to follow the law, but he breaks it. Joe Biden doesn't have time for Donald's weird antics. He's busy leading America and defending the free world, Greg. I mean, he's
Joe, when you hear that, you just hear nobody's listening from anything coming out of the White House anymore. All they see is Biden. The only 18 holes Joe is familiar with are the ones the White House doctor makes in his arm looking for a fresh vein. Ooh. And you know what? This is Joe Biden. Don't pick a sport that counts strokes.
Holy shit, Gutfeld. Holy shit. Don't pick a sport that counts strokes.
And you know what? This is Joe Biden. Don't pick a sport that counts strokes. So, remember, the Democrats are still intending to win, and they have two advantages. One, they're against Republicans who can snatch defeat out of victory. Look at the red wave. Politics to Republicans is a part-time job. It ranks below family, friends, God, country, and NASCAR. But for Democrats, politics is personal, career, a life choice, a full-time job. It's everything to them. So like I said, the Dems are going to try to win with shenanigans, hoaxes, Russia, more accusations of Russia, and perhaps some little funny business, if you know what I mean. I'm still pushing for the TDS interventions. I would like to host it on Fox with Trump, with 3 or 4 never-Trumpers, because the only remaining obstacle are the lingering propped-up hoaxes. So Trump could sit there and actually play video and say, I never said the riot police should go in and clear protesters. I never said Nazis are fine people. And I'm not who the Democrats say I am. And he should let these never-Trumpers pull on his face to make sure he's not Hitler in a Trump mask. And then what happens? That thing is gone.
I love that idea. I think you should host it.
It's in the works.
It's in the works. That's good to know.
It's in the works.
So one of the things driving all of this, Harold, is the number. So the Cook Political Report, which came out during our show yesterday, and we showed people that all of those states that are battlegrounds were moving towards Republicans, but also this, that the crosstabs show that, like, Biden's numbers with black Americans are down to 71%, whereas he won over 90% in 2020. Hispanic now 48 to 41. That's getting back to where, like, George W. Bush was with Hispanics at the time. But this is a huge one. Young voters, 46% now. That's all that Biden has. So that is incompatible with any plausible Democratic win scenario. So what is going to happen?
So if I were, you rightly...
It's over based on where we are, but that's not where we're going to be in November. And that's what I am completely confused on. I don't fully understand. What the Democrats' plan is. I don't understand where they're going with this, because the most realistic scenario here is that they're going to get Joe Biden out for Kamala. I don't. That's not a win. That's actually that's a step back. Even that's a step backwards. So what's the plan? It's either got to be Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom, or Big Mike. It's got to be one of those three. There's no way it's Kamala, and there's no way it's Joe Biden. That's the three options that are realistic. And if I was to give you, a power ranking for those three names, power ranking, Big Mike wins going away because Big Mike can bench press more than anybody. Hillary is number 2, and Gavin Newsom would be number 3. Those are the 3 picks that the Democrats have, but how are they going to work this? I have no idea.
Talked about those numbers, and I think when you were describing them yesterday, I don't think everybody fully understood what you were saying. Everything was going towards Republican. The things that were leaning Democrat are now likely Democrat, which means it's shifting a little bit back towards Republican. So that's a cause for concern. Before the debate, the race was very, very tight. It remains tight now, but there's some movement that former President Trump is enjoying. And the reason it is because before the debate, the number one issue on voters' minds was President Biden's age. And that has not gone away. So I'm not surprised is that you look at the crosstabs, some of that movement might be taking place. 2, President Biden should immediately accept President Trump's offer to debate him. I'd call for it right away. He needs to debate before September because if indeed July 2 weeks ago tomorrow was a one-off, he needs to show that. He needs to go out and show that there are differences between the candidates. And he needs to show that he can make that.
He can't, Harold, and you know that. He can't debate Trump. He can't. And we all know that. Like, you're still trying to, like, this is where, like, Harold lives in his Democratic fantasy land where he'll admit, like, certain aspects of things of, like, yeah, Trump's got a big lead and he's got a lot of momentum, but President Biden just needs to accept the debate. He's not going to accept the fucking debate. The man cannot get things done. He is not there. You know this. Jeez, man. Like, it's unbelievable.
That case over the next 4 years. Their response about the jobs, all of that should be done in a debate setting. You cannot unsee what you saw 2 weeks ago. No matter how much we try, no matter how much we say you've done over the last 4 years, no matter how much we say you've done throughout your service journey, you have to show people that you were not that person that was there 2 weeks ago. And the longer you wait to do it, the harder it's going to be, regardless of how many events you do. You said something I thought about last night, Dana, yesterday about I'm often saying and others saying if you do 3 events a day and do interviews, I'm beginning to think the longer we wait here, we're not going to get rid of this narrative. Even if he does those 3 events a day, even if he goes out and does all the interviews, because every time you see him, you think about what happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and it's hard to erase that from your mind. You said something a minute ago, Jesse, about tomorrow, this press conference. All eyes will be on the president tomorrow. All eyes, not only...
Does he have a press conference tomorrow? I don't even know about that. Does Biden have a press conference set for tomorrow? I didn't even know this, so I'll have to look into that.
Eyes of Democrats and Republicans, but the most important voters in those 6 states, those independent voters, those 50 to 150,000 voters in those 4, 5, 6 states that make the difference in these campaigns.
The big boy.
And I
this is
believe
the big boy press conference. That's tomorrow. Is that the big boy? The big boy press conference. What time is the big boy press conference? I might do an emergency CobraCast for that one.
Driving more of those people away from us over the last 2 weeks than we are to us.
I feel like we're actually having a conversation that doesn't matter, actually, because I think all of these things, like he's going to have, Biden just announced he'll do an interview with Lester Holt next Monday. I feel like all of this has been overtaken by events. OBE, it's over. We all know how it's going to end up.
You mean that Biden's going to be the nominee?
Yeah, I do believe that when Democrats go to vote in November, it will not be for Joe Biden. I feel like this is just OBE, overtaken by events. What do you think?
I agree. And all the Democrats are sitting around like cowards waiting for Joe Biden to commit a gaffe. Tell him to go play golf. Tell him to do the 18 holes with Trump.
Right.
He hasn't played in a year. That will be a gaffe. He'll probably not make it out of the sand trap. We know how he has trouble walking at the beach, Harold.
He can hit a ball, though. I've seen it.
And also, I'm upset with Greg. He doesn't have to refer to the red wave and motion to me. I was just looking at the polls, and I lost money to Geraldo. It's a little bit of a sore subject. I disagree with Trump that this was a brilliant move to pick Kamala for Joe Biden as an insurance policy. No, it was a DEI deal with the radical left.
Yes, good call. Good call, Ross from Friends. Hell yes. Exactly. And I know Love Dogs just put that Kamala's a DEI hire. That's exactly what she is.
He was forced to pick someone like Kamala in order for the left to vote for him. And then he sold it as, oh, this was going to be like the bridge to the future and I'm going to hand her the baton. Do you really think that Joe Biden, who's run for president for 40 years, had any intention he wasn't going to run for re-election? He's been going for 8 years this whole time, and he's...
I like Jesse Waters, by the way. He is like Ross, though. He does look like Ross, but I like Jesse Waters.
Still thinks he is. And I do like how this focus on Kamala is coming in. She's a California socialist. That's how Donald Trump described her. He said she's a Bernie bro. She's a Green New Dealio lady. who's totally more radical than Joe Biden, and called her a co-conspirator with all of these people like Schumer and Pelosi that have defrauded the American people and hid Joe Biden's condition from voters. And that's criminal.
And Judge, they just got subpoenaed.
Let's hear from Judge.
Three senior staffers at the White House just got subpoenaed to come in.
I have not heard this portion of the show. I haven't heard it from the part where Dana Perino said that, the Democrats won't vote for Biden. So I'm sure Judge Janine's going to be dropping some fire.
In front of Comer's committee because they're saying, did you cover this up? Because they're not going to let it go.
Yes, they subpoenaed First Lady Jill Biden's top aide, Anthony Brunel, Deputy Chief of Staff Ann Tomasini, and Senior Advisor Ashley Williams. And all three are low profile, but very influential inside the White House. But, it's kind of interesting that, first of all, I want to talk about the golf thing. I think that's hysterical. They said that Joe Biden, who called for the golf game, I think it was in March, he can't do this. He just doesn't have the time because he's defending the free world. Really? Between 10 and 4? I mean, and then they say, well, there's no way. He gets up, he says, I have a 6 handicap. Within 30 seconds, he forgot he had a 6. He said he had an 8 handicap. I mean, it's so pathetic. The whole thing is pathetic. But you have to give it to Trump. I mean, where does he want to do this? At Doral, at the Blue Monster. Of course he wants to do it there. Good for him. But you know what? As the Democrats say, they're saying that let Joe Biden make his case. Make what case? He's not going to get any better. Do you think he's going to have fewer senior moments going forward? Do you think anyone is going to unsee that debate that they've already seen? He's almost certain to make more errors and more mistakes and more screw-ups. So I really think, and you brought up something interesting, Jesse, and that's DEI. The Democrats have been hoisted on their own DEI petard. They wanted DEI. They said it's got to be about equity and all this other stuff that has messed up corporations, messed up the economy, messed up the universities, made them less safe for a lot of kids. And now what they're saying is, we can't pass Kamala. You can't win with Kamala. You know you're not going to win. They know they can't win. And they're in a catch-22. They can't do anything about this. And so, the odds of winning continue to soar in New York. Joe Biden won New York by 23 points in 2020. New York now, Manhattan, the Democrat borough president, Mark Levine said, we're leaning Republican. And this is in Manhattan. So, you know what?
Dude, if Trump wins New York, God, that will be the most insane thing ever if Trump wins New York. It really will be crazy.
They wanted DEI. You know what? Take it to the bank because we're going to go to the polls and hopefully without any problem get Donald Trump elected.
Let me just add one other thing because David Plouffe on his podcast that he does with Kellyanne Conway today said, I actually think that a switch carries risk, but I believe at this point Kamala Harris gives you a better chance to win if you are a Democrat.
No,
would she do as well with older seniors in Wisconsin? Probably not, but would she do better putting together the Democratic coalition? And Kellyanne said, you mean the Obama coalition? And I think that's what we're... We just came full circle, and it was a beautiful thing.
No, there is no way. There is no... Here's... You might have better polling data right now for Kamala Harris, and the reason is because most Americans have not heard her talk. People on social media have heard her, and we meme on her, and we roast her because she's objectively one of the stupidest human beings that I've ever seen in any powerful position ever. Like, Kamala Harris is so dumb, she makes George W. Bush look smart. She is incredibly dumb. And the masses, the normies out there just haven't heard that. It's almost like the Joe Biden thing. For some reason, the normies and the masses just didn't understand how deranged and dementia-ridden Joe Biden was until the debate. Put him on the national stage, put him in front of 50, 60, 70 million people, and now suddenly it's all falling apart. Well, it's not like that was the first time Joe Biden's had problems. He's been having problems for over 4 years. But the normies finally saw it. When the normies see Kamala and hear her and watch her laughing when she's trying to tell a serious story or when she's trying to talk to people and she talks like she's talking to kindergartners, she will be horrible. She is so stupid.
Speaking of switch, I have some advice for the Democrats. Why not, when Joe returns from the press conference, drive him to an identical White House? He'll be napping in the car. You drive him up there. He won't know. Get in. Just set it up.
And there's Hunter.
Everybody's in there. and just play along. He won't know the difference. And then in 6 months, it won't matter.
Yeah, but don't you remember when they set up the whole press
that was
room for Joe Biden?
Yes.
So he could read a teleprompter when it looked like he wasn't reading one. It was like the Truman Show.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. All right.
It is. This is wild times we're in, man. I can't believe that the Democrats have put themselves in this position, but yet here we are. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Good Lord, what a disaster. What a disaster. Kurt Angle Stare says John talks too. On his channel, he's got that Biden thing. Okay. Gerald Armstrong says Lion Ted is superior. Lion Ted was great. Little Marco was great. I really like Laughing Kamala, though. That's really good. Kurt Angle Stare says Tyrone Magnus also did a reaction to it. All right, I'll look it up right now. Love Dog says that they can't just toss Kamala aside. She's a DEI hire. It would be suicide for the Dems. That's why I'm so confused, man. I don't know. I don't know what their play is right now. It's so confusing. I don't know what they're going to do right now. They're in a really, really tough spot. Let's see. Let me pull up this. What's the title of the video? What's the... Yeah, I don't know which one it is. It's the he did it again. He's losing Hollywood. He's not helping his case. And then oops. So, you know what? We'll just look at all of them. We'll just look at all of them. I don't know exactly which one's which. So, here we go.
Well, welcome. And it's good that we had a long conversation on the phone. When you want, give me your hand there, pal. And we're the best of allies, maybe in the whole world. A lot we can talk about. And I think that to start off, we can talk about what we call football, we call soccer. By the way, soccer has become incredibly popular here in the United States. It really is growing. And, but at any rate.
A few moments later.
As you can see, the President of the United States in the Oval Office with the new British Prime Minister Keir Starmer ignoring shouted questions from the reporters who are there.
I cannot believe my eyes. I cannot believe my eyes.
John Talks is great. All right, let's see. I don't know which one you want me to watch.
Did you ever watch the debate afterwards?
I don't think I did.
Oh, yeah. So George Stephanopoulos got caught saying that he doesn't think Biden can serve 4 more years because someone randomly asked him this question on the street, and he said that, and then ABC had to make a statement on it, which is freaking hilarious. I'm sure this music isn't copyrighted, but still. Oh man, it's good stuff right there. I'll see if I can find what you're talking about, Kurt Angle Stare. We've got Modalicious says George Clooney is a pizza chit, but he was on The Facts of Life and ER and the Nespresso commercial. George, what has George Clooney done recently, by the way? I don't even know what he's done recently. What's the last movie that he starred in? I can't even remember the last thing he starred in. I have no idea. I've never been the biggest fan of George Clooney, but Terry says it's infuriating to think that the worst DEI hire in history could be our next president. Yeah, that's very frustrating. Cole Summer says interesting use of bridge there. Samuel for 1999 says they are trying to lull Trump supporters into a false sense of security with these polls while galvanizing their base. One thing that the left has that the right should learn from is the ability to organize and mobilize. I agree. And that's why I'm so thrown for a loop right now, because you can say whatever you want about the Democrats. They shut the entire world down. That happened from the left. They shut the world down and made everybody put fucking face diapers on, okay? They just crushed economies. Whatever you think, just if you think that it's not possible, just think about 2020. That happened. That did happen. And it's not about convincing me or you or whatever. They convinced everybody, the masses. They convinced the masses to do this. And everyone with any common sense knew it was stupid, but they convinced the masses to do it. And so I'm looking at that going, what's up their sleeve now? All of this stuff with Biden is strategic. It is strategic 100%. I don't know what that means, though. I don't know if it means that I don't know what their next step is. But there's no way, when you're talking about politics and you're talking about the messaging and you're talking about the information that's out there, this type of stuff doesn't happen unless it's by design. You don't see this crumbling from within the party if it's not by design. By the way, it's not like they didn't know that this was going on. They all knew that this was going on. They all knew Joe Biden was dementia-ridden. They all knew this. It's not like it's breaking any news. So if I'm going to make I don't know how to, I did over a year ago say that Joe Biden would not be the nominee. Okay, great. I said that. Whoop-de-doo. If I'm pressed right now to say, who will be the nominee, I feel like Hillary Clinton's the front runner. And I say that because we haven't heard anything from her. I say that because we've heard nothing from her. We've heard Hillary say nothing. And I feel like Hillary is going to be the person they're going to turn to. Yeah, that's what I think. If I'm picking, I'm saying, I'm forcing myself to have to pick someone. And I feel like Hillary would be the one that they would move into that position. And I know people are going to bring up, well, they can't do this because of X, Y, and Z. They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. Don't let the illusion of rules and the standards make you think otherwise. We're talking about the Democrats. They can do whatever they want to do. And they will do whatever they want to do. So, time will tell. Really Now says, you a-hole. Now the Friends theme song is stuck in my head. Sorry about that. Keck Lord, welcome to the Snake Pit. Thank you. VJ the Vigilant says, Kamala was Montel Williams' side hoe. That's right. Alan Tenacity says, I heard Joe Biden doesn't like chocolate ice cream because it reminds him that he needs to get his butt wiped, but I can't confirm. Let's see. Motorlicious Kamala speaks in limericks like the retarded gypsy on shrooms, bangeranging a leprechaun. Keck Lord for Tid says, God damn it, where'd it go? Lost my initial membership due to my card getting hacked. Can I get a Cobra color upgraded to its better status? I don't think it will. I don't have any control over that. That's just a time. In terms of how long you've been a member, I think that's how it judges that. I don't have any power over that, unfortunately. So my apologies. Kurt Engel says, Tyrone Magnus, what did Joe Biden say? Is it a new video, though? Or is it an old video? Raider Lalo says, what's your opinion on Bloodline 2.0 and everything going on with wrestling? Also, can we get the classic intro for one of the RNC videos when you go? Classic intro meaning, what's up, Geeks and Gamers, or what? In terms of Bloodline 2.0, I like Bloodline 2.0. I love that Paul Heyman was so dedicated to that storyline. He didn't sleep all night so that he had bloodshot red eyes. Paul Heyman's one of the greats of all time. The build-up for Roman Reigns' return, and I do believe you're going to see a Roman Reigns CM Punk, storyline. That's going to be a great beef right there. So yeah, it's all shaping up really good. Wrestling's rocking, man. I'm not keeping up with it as closely as I'd like to because there's so much other stuff going on right now, but professional wrestling is absolutely rocking. WWE is crushing it right now. Schick74 says Kamala has to be on the ticket and all DNC funds raised can't be used. Yeah, I mean, again, I guess I just don't think that the Democrats are going to follow any fucking rules regardless. Like, there's ways around all of that shit. And I guess I just don't trust them. Again, if you want to ask me what I would like to see, I would like to see Joe Biden be the nominee and Kamala be the vice president. That's what I would like. Okay? But I just don't buy that the Democrats are going to follow any rules. Because they typically haven't. Lord of the Ree says, wonder if Biden will have one of his poopy days during his big boy press conference. So tomorrow's at 5:30. Is that when the big boy press conference is? Eric K says, MCU fan is back. Now his lady is feeling better. MCU fans in the chat. Emilio says they can't pass over KH for Hillary Clinton. It would end their party. If they don't go with Kamala Harris, it ends. It needs to be the black female. Cue Big Mike. I agree. I agree. Based on the standards, but it's the Democrats. The Omega Ranger says it's incredible that 0.5% of America still buys into the Fauci nonsense. I would have sympathy, but these people have proven that even after 4 years, they have the same IQ as the current president. Yes, I still see a random fucking person my age walking around with a fucking mask on. It's tough, man. It's tough. News, 7 hours old, worth it. Okay. Well, just tell me what the title. I don't want to react to someone else reacting to it. I want to know what the title on John Talks 2 is. Because if it's fairly new, I'll just do it on John Talks channel. Let me see if I can find it over there. Yeah, there's the he did it again. They are terrified. Oh, this one's too good. I see this one, and we have to watch this one. Matt, my God, man, what the hell is happening?
They've seen President Biden. They've lived through his presidency. They've also seen former President Trump. They've lived through his presidency. They've heard these arguments about democracy, about the fate of the election, and yet Trump is not only winning, but winning increasingly by a larger margin. So what is the plan among Democrats to change that trajectory? It sounds like you're talking about saying and doing all the same things, but do you believe that something needs to change?
I think we need to keep working.
What do I pay you for?
She had no idea what was being asked. I've done that 1,000 times on a live stream because I was preoccupied doing something else. I'm not preoccupied trying to get my toupee fixed or my weave fixed. I'm usually typing or doing something on Twitter. She had no idea what the question was.
I think we need to keep working.
She had no idea what the question was. Roof. That is rough. That is rough right there, man. Holy crap. Again, make sure we're dropping links to John Talks 2. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's got a lot of clips over here. And I am just... I'm looking for the video you're talking about, Kurt Engelstare. You said it was on John Talks 2. But this is the George Clooney one right here. This was 3 weeks ago. Okay, this was 3 weeks ago. Charlatan says, God damn, I lost membership. A bunch of people are asking for memberships tonight. We'll see what happens. We'll see. But yes, this was 3 weeks ago with Barack Obama, George Clooney, and Joe Biden. And now suddenly, George Clooney now out of nowhere, man, Joe Biden's just, I gotta pull my support from Joe Biden.
Well, top Democrat lawmakers, allies, and now even George Clooney, a big fundraiser for President Biden, are pressuring Biden to get out of the race.
I love Joe Biden, but we need a new nominee from George Clooney. George Clooney represents Hollywood. George Clooney represents the mainstream media. George Clooney represents the establishment. George Clooney represents the Democratic Party, a party full of cowards and liars and manipulators. That's all they are, and this is more proof of it right here. George Clooney is going to pretend that he didn't know about all of this until the debate. Get the hell out of here.
It's devastating to say it, but the Joe Biden I was with 3 weeks ago at the fundraiser was not the Joe Big Effing Deal Biden of 2010. He wasn't even the Joe Biden of 2020. He was the same man we all witnessed at the debate. We are not going to win in November with this president. On top of that, we won't win the House, and we're going to lose the Senate. This is George Clooney. He was at a fundraiser, hosting it with Biden just 3 weeks ago. George Clooney.
Also, I mean, just want to say that you were also campaigning for DeSantis there. You were also like pushing the DeSantis thing, even after you were part of the President Trump White House. So we haven't forgotten that one either, okay? We haven't forgotten that one. Kaylee, just want to say.
Hosting it with Biden just 3 weeks ago.
George Clooney just came out with an op-ed calling for Biden to step aside, saying the stakes are too high for future generations. Would you like to respond to that?
Well, I think it's a valid point. I mean, I'm deeply concerned.
In response to those comments from George Clooney, Jake, a campaign official who attended that Los Angeles fundraiser tells me that George Clooney left 3 hours before the president. So clearly, the gloves are off.
What does that mean that George Clooney left 3 hours? What's the point?
The point of that is to suggest that Biden's stamina is better than Clooney's, and Clooney didn't have, eyes on the entire event.
Okay.
Holy crap. Even CNN had to laugh about that one.
In response to those comments from George Clooney, Jake, a campaign official who attended that Los Angeles fundraiser tells me that George Clooney left 3 hours before the president. So clearly, the gloves are off.
What does that mean that George Clooney left 3 hours? What's the point?
The point of that is to suggest that Biden's stamina is better than Clooney's, and Clooney didn't have, eyes on the entire event.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Make sure you subscribe to John Talks. Appreciate John. John's good peeps. Yeah, I mean this whole thing's wild, man. Absolutely wild. Dude, look at these gifties flying in. Holy shit. All right, let me catch up. Wow, guys. All right, hold on. All right. Great Tang with the gifted membership. Chad Layton with 5 gifted memberships. Sally Ito with 5 gifted memberships. Keck Lord Gray with 5 gifted memberships. Dave and Foley with 5 gifted memberships. Emilio with 5 gifted memberships. Damn. Lighten it up, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Thank you so very much, everyone. Let me see. River Miles says MCU is back, you say? Hey, he's back. Johnny Malkov says MCU fan, my favorite chimpanzee is in the chat. Keckler says, no color fix. You fig, you owe me some fried chicken and foot massages. Fried chicken and foot massage, LOL. Coop says, see, Jill Biden ordered the military to make a walkout music for her and me. They clowned her with the Mork and Mindy opening music, laughing my ass off. I'm not convinced that Jill Biden is this person that the Democrats and the mainstream are trying to make us believe. I'm not saying she's not either. I'm just not as quick to believe what they're painting her as, because it takes the focus off of anytime the mainstream is telling us something, I don't believe it. I believe that there's something else going on. And the mainstream and the way that they are treating the Joe Biden situation is a massive red flag. It's a massive red flag for me. Why is the mainstream suddenly turning on Jill Biden and Joe Biden? Why? There has to be more to this. There has to be more to this. VJ the Vigilant says Hillary has some of these same problems Joe has. Remember when she was collapsing? Oh, I remember that one. I absolutely remember that one. Mark Schaefer says, if a car video does not happen, soon I hear Alec Baldwin's finger does not miss. Just saying. ABF will make sure that happens. Spawn Freak for 5. All the celebs who were endorsing Biden, they were never deranged. They were just lying. Now they know no one is going to buy that BS anymore. That's pretty much it. You're right about that. Gerald Armstrong says the Senate is going GOP regardless because of the map. Mr. E409, hail the 199. I fell in love with President Trump, and you spelled felon like felon 47. Very well done. Very well done. On John Talks 2, it's called okay. Sorry that it took so long for me to get that figured out. Let's see here. Okay, so it's titled okay, here it is. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. I don't know. Here we go. Again, please make sure we're dropping links to John Talks too. He uploads a lot of videos on all of this nonsense. Very good editing. And I've known John for a long time.
Destroy Ukraine's culture. I realize, I was talking to your wife, I personally asked you to extend your service. Forgive me. So much of the progress we've made in the alliance is thanks to the Secretary. He's a man of integrity and intellectual rigor.
Oh, yeah.
What the f does that even mean?
I did see that the other day. I did see that the other day.
The progress we made in the alliance is thanks to the Secretary. He's a man of integrity and intellectual rigor.
What the f does that even mean?
Finally!
$175 billion. Insane. Again, make sure you guys check out John Talks 2. What the hell, dude? It's like, yes, there's a big portion of it it's really funny to watch this, but dude, it's downright terrifying. It's downright terrifying. This man is supposed to be the leader of the free world, and he's not. Holy shit. Time Fire says, I stand with MCU fan. He's a great guy. Look at there. Flag Ninja says, MCU fan still owes Krista a hat. MCU fan is awesome. The fact that, like, I don't think I talked about this publicly much, but, like, MCU fan literally triggered a bunch of fucking losers in our Discord to where they were, like, they took it so seriously that I actually had to comment. It's almost like the person that thinks professional wrestling is real, and you have to go, like, yeah, hey, they're not really fighting. Calm the fuck down. It's a big fucking joke, you know? And then you're going like, thanks. I mean, I don't really want to sit here and, you know, destroy the illusion of things, but you're such a fucking retard. Like, good Lord, man. These people are fucking retarded on the internet. But hey, what are you going to do? You know? So... did people really not realize MCU fan was a troll? No, they were taking it seriously. Like, they went into Discord and they got really offended by this. And they're like, Krista's never going to date you. You need to go find a real girl and you need to go touch grass and you need to quit being online all day long. I'm like, oh my God. So, I'm like, idiots. But hey, what are you going to do, right? The freaking internet's the internet, right? Wrestling is fake? Listen, it's just what I heard, okay? Lord of the Re. Let's see. The channel YouTube Pupe just put out a video called 2024 Presidential Debate Part 1. It's under 4 minutes, and it's obviously absolutely hilarious. Even if not on stream, you should watch it sometime just for fun. And Lord of the Re says, I agree with Biden when he agrees with Jeremy, but only when Jeremy agrees with Jay. I love the Jay memes, dude. I love the Jay memes. That the first time somebody said that in a Friday Night Tights chat, though, they were like, I agree with Jeremy when he agrees with Jay. And I'm like, has the meme evolved? By the way, Jay was on Star Wars Theory stream earlier. And the memes, the G&G memes that Jay has created were flowing in the chat. And Theory, like, so many of them went over Theory's head. Theory's like, what? What are they talking about? Jay's like, it's just a meme. There's way too many memes that have happened on the G&G streams and on the CobraCast streams, and it's pretty glorious to say the least. So I appreciate all of you for making memes great again. Making memes great again is crucial, very crucial. Right here, what was I gonna say? I couldn't find it. It was CNN. So right here, CNN has this video, okay? And this is where I know something is up. This is where I know something's up. CNN is all in now on trying to destroy the Joe Biden presidency. When CNN is all in and ex-Obama aides are doing shows on CNN to talk bad about the Biden administration, we've got a problem. The decision has been made. If Bill O'Reilly, like, I'll give him credit, like that report Bill O'Reilly had, he did say it. He said, the decision's been made. I think he's right. I think the decision has been made.
Another House Democrat is calling on Joe Biden to drop out of the race. Moderate New York Congressman Pat Ryan is now the 8th elected Democrat to do so publicly. Of course, President Biden has no shortage of critics right now. Some of his toughest are coming from those who worked inside the Obama-Biden administration, like the co-hosts of the podcast Pod Save America. They served as speechwriters to the former President Obama.
This is a campaign that is being, and a White House that is being let down by their principal over and over and over.
This person sounded exactly like I would expect them to sound.
Again. It was a terrible interview. He did a terrible job articulating why he's in the race, what happened at the debate, and why he's the person to beat Trump. He's doing a terrible job.
Joining me now is one of the co-hosts of that podcast, Jon Favreau, Obama's former chief speechwriter and the co-author of the new book, Democracy or Else.
Oh yeah, I've seen him on Twitter because a lot of people thought that was Jon Favreau, the Hollywood filmmaker. So a lot of people would see this Jon Favreau guy tweeting out like all this political stuff, and they're like, Jon Favreau just tweeted out support for this, and it was really funny.
One-time former boss is also here, former Obama senior advisor David Axelrod, now of course a senior CNN contributor.
So you got David Axelrod and you got former speechwriter for President Obama, Jon Favreau, coming to CNN to pounce on this idea that Joe Biden needs to step away. This is all by design. This is all by design. There's no way that the call has not been made.
Thank you both for being here. Jon Favreau, I'm going to start with you because, first of all, Axe, I did listen to Hacks on Tap, so I'll get to that in a second. But I listened to the entire episode. I think you dropped it yesterday. I mean, it gave me so much anxiety. I could feel the frustration coming through the car speakers as I was listening to it, and then my earbuds. And so the question is that I have for you is, I'm putting myself in the position of the Biden campaign right now, of the White House. And that is, you guys are so angry and you guys are so upset. Are you hurting more than helping by saying so much about what you're saying publicly?
No, I think what's hurting Joe Biden right now is not only
do they all have to sound like this? Like, do they all sound like this?
only the debate performance, but the response to the debate performance, in that he has been unable to articulate a coherent and compelling argument against Donald Trump, who I believe represents an existential threat to our democracy. And
Donald Trump presents an existential threat to our democracy. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has over half of his party calling for him to step down. And he says, I'm not going anywhere, Jack. But Trump is the threat to democracy. You can't make this shit up, dude. You can't make this shit up.
The debate did not, voters had concerns about Joe Biden's age and fitness for the job long before the debate. An overwhelming majority of voters did, and the debate amplified those concerns in a way that was very visceral for voters to see. And so it's like, it really doesn't matter what I think.
It really doesn't matter.
I hope
it really doesn't matter, because I have a very soy boy voice and I talk with really feminine ways, and I have feminine ways that I have mannerisms. And I really was a big fan of Barack Obama because he had a lot of swagger, and it really did make me attracted to him. And I really am a soy boy. Fuck these guys.
That the Biden campaign, and that President Biden will just like listen to the voters, right? And the overwhelming majority of whom do not like Donald Trump, do not think Donald Trump is honest, but have had concerns for a couple years now that Joe Biden is not.
He's like, leave Britney alone gay. Like, that's how bad it is. Leave Britney alone.
Fit for another 4 years because of his age. And a majority of voters didn't have that concern in 2020.
I want you both to listen to what the former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said on MSNBC this morning.
It's up to the president to decide if he is going to run. We're all in.
What is? It's up to the president to decide? Decide? The fuck does that mean? I see you in the chat, Valiant. What's up, man? It's up to the president to decide?
Speaker Nancy Pelosi said on MSNBC this morning.
It's up to the president to decide if he is going to run. We're all encouraging him to make that decision. I want him to do whatever he decides to do.
Bro.
And that's...
I haven't seen this clip. I have not seen this clip. some people are going to understand what I'm going to say. Some people aren't. Pokimane fans, this is your future right here. Pokimane fans. That's Pokimane in like 50 years. Holy shit.
That's the way it is.
David, I'll start with you. The significance of that.
I think very significant. First of all, as you know, I think you said earlier in your show here, Nancy Pelosi is a very deliberate person. She says what she wants to say. She never says what she doesn't want to say. She said that for a reason. The president tried to close down this discussion.
As a matter of fact, I didn't. Hang on, because on that point, I bookmarked something earlier because I saw it and I didn't understand the full context of it. So let me pull this up right quick. This is from Johnny. Let's see. Yeah, like right here. Trump. Trump says he wants to debate Nancy Pelosi. Crazy Nancy Pelosi is a cognitive mess. She has now turned against Crooked Joe. She's saying he doesn't have what it takes. Really? I'd love to debate her about what the radical left Democrats have done to ruin our country. She wouldn't last 5 minutes. Bro, that's what it's about. I didn't know that she did that. I bookmarked this because I'm like, Trump's challenging Nancy Pelosi now? So now Trump is calling out Nancy Pelosi. Trump is on a war path right now, dude. This is fantastic. He's seeing weakness and he's pouncing. He's let them do this to themselves for like a week and now he is full on pouncing. And there was another thing I bookmarked really quick that I'll show all of you because I know you'll appreciate it. It's a blast from the past, okay? And I know you're all going to appreciate it. GOAT moment right here, ladies and gentlemen. GOAT moment right here.
Mr. Trump, one of the things people love about you is you speak your mind and you don't use a politician's filter. However, that is not without its downsides, in particular when it comes to women. You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
I gotta mute the music. It never gets old, dude. It never gets old. I watched that live, and the crowd reaction was so great. Like, look, you see this group right here. They're going crazy laughing. Like, look at everybody just laughing. They're like, did this dude really just do that? Oh, truly one of the great moments. And that is why they do not want crowds at these events. That's why they do not want crowds anywhere near these debates because of that reason right there. No doubt about it. But yeah, I mean, you have more and more people, calling for Joe Biden to step down. Breaking the first Senate Democrat has called for President Joe Biden to withdraw from the 2024 race. Democratic Senator Peter Welch has penned an opinion piece in the Washington Post calling on the president to step aside. So you've got this right here. If Twitter will load, Twitter is running really slow right now. Come on, Twitter. What are we doing? What are we doing, Twitter? Come on, Twitter. Democratic Senator Peter Welch, Biden should withdraw for the good of the country. This is going to be an avalanche very soon. My thing is, so you guys know that I will be at the RNC next week, and I think the Democrats have got a lot planned for that week. I think they're going to try to steal a lot of the thunder from the Republicans. I think they're going to try to steal the news cycle from the Republicans. I think they're going to try to do something. There's going to be a lot of things going on next week. That's my theory right now, is that there's going to be a lot going on next week from the Democratic side. It's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see how that all plays out. But they are going to do everything they can to take as much attention away from that. Now, I'm sure that the Republicans understand that, and Donald Trump understands that. So I would have to say we're going to have to keep our eyes open. But yeah, I'm looking for something pretty crazy to happen. Now you've got Alex Soros tweeting out, let's stop running against ourselves and run against the existential threat that is Donald Trump. Biden-Harris 2024. So Alex Soros has now spoken. Alex Soros has now spoken, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So now he has thrown his hat into the Biden-Harris. Hey, listen, I agree, Alex. I agree. That's exactly what we want. We want Biden-Harris 2024. Let's go. That's what we want. That's what we want. I agree with you. Alec Baldwin's finger just showed up and dropped 50 gifted memberships. He don't miss. Holy shit, ABF, you mad lad. ABF in the house. Let's see. Valiant Renegade for $19.99. Wait. Krista won't date me. I'm out. P.S. Happy 20th anniversary to Miss Renegade or Mrs. Renegade. Hail Valiant Renegade. Yeah, man. People just take the internet way too seriously sometimes. You can't take the internet too seriously. I mean, we're here to have fun. We're here to deliver news. We're here to give you our opinions. We're here to talk about some things going on. But some people can't separate it, man. It's a wild thing. But thank you, Valiant Renegade. Appreciate it. And again, thank you, ABF. I appreciate that. Meta Tech says intellectual. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. Go meme engineers. Kecklord says, Felon Love with 47 is a t-shirt, Jeremy. Well, I didn't know that. I don't keep up with all the cool memes. Jay's Humongous Forehead says, I agree with Jay too. Slade Lawton says, is it true that MCU fan proposed to Krista with the ring pop in front of the, what is that? The Scotia Bank Arena and got rejected? And Filoni Clone Wars sucks, Jeremy. Filoni Clone Wars is awesome because it's George Lucas Clone Wars. George Lucas Clone Wars is awesome. That's the reality of it. Dave Filoni has gotten way too much credit for something that he didn't really have as much to do with as people gave him credit for. George Lucas Clone Wars is awesome. Navigate says, FCNN, let Biden run. He deserves to lose to Trump. Trump 2024. Bubba. Dirty Jersey says the decision has been made, but if Jill won't go, they'll have to force him out, which will wreck the Democrats. And I'm all for it, baby. Absolutely. Chad Layton says, yes, Jeremy, NPCs all sound the same. Very true. Keglor says, fell in love with the Felon 47 with his mugshot would sell out, bruh. Bro. Are you telling me it is a t-shirt or it should be a t-shirt? Because that... True. Jake Skywalker says, threat to democracy. Dems just voted to let non-citizens vote. F them. Eric K says, the soy boy sounds like Jake. Is Jake here tonight? Filoni had a hand in it. Well, of course he did. But, I mean, you can look up the video of it. Ahsoka was George's decision to make. George wanted a female Padawan for Anakin. He told Filoni, this is what I want. Make it happen. Figure it out. It was George's decision to bring back Darth Maul. He told Filoni, this is what I want. Figure it out. These are things all on the record. Sam Witwer is on record saying George had way more to do with the Clone Wars than I thought. When I got on board, I realized it. If you think George Lucas Clone Wars sucks, that's fine. I'm a huge fan of George Lucas Star Wars. Jake CB says, I predict that the C is using secret airplanes to seed storm clouds to cause hurricanes during the RNC, like they have done in every RNC since 2008. I guess we'll see. I don't really know how they're going to get a hurricane in Wisconsin, though, unless you're just talking about a hurricane to affect another part of the country. Navigate says the GOP Republicans are deep state, bought and sold. It's up to the U.S. and Trump now. Well, I'm not a fan of the Republican Party. I never have been. I can't stand the Republican Party. I support Donald Trump and I support MAGA, but I don't like the Republican Party. I don't like political parties in general. But unfortunately, we do have a two-party system that is prominent and is probably going to be prominent for the foreseeable future. But I do feel like MAGA has the potential to take over the Republican Party and become the Republican Party. I think it's not, I don't want to say it's realistic, but it's not as crazy as it sounds. I mean, MAGA is, if without MAGA, the Republican Party is nothing right now. Without MAGA, the Republican Party is nothing. And Ron DeSantis found that out firsthand. By the way, interesting how Ron DeSantis didn't show up to Trump's rally last night. He's catching a lot of heat. But apparently he's going to be at the RNC, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm not the type of person that can align myself with a political party. I have it for a long time. Growing up, I was very much raised as a Republican. And I think it was, I don't know exactly when, I became very bitter with the Republican Party and George W. Bush during the Iraq War. And that's when I kind of realized that the Republican Party was horrible. And it was the Dick Cheneys, the Condoleezza Rice, the warmongers, the Halliburton, the no-bid Halliburton contracts, all of that shit. I've told the story before, and so when I was working, I was working at a retail job, and somebody I knew had an opportunity to go work for Halliburton during the Iraq War. I'm trying to remember this story as accurately as I can. It's been so long, but someone I knew had the opportunity to go work for Halliburton, and they told me how much they were making. I can't remember how much it was. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And I was looking at that, and this is where it all kind of started to make sense to me. And I was like, well, he's like, you should apply, bro. I can hook you up. I'm like, I don't have any qualifications. He goes, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, they're looking for people right now. I'm like, so you're telling me, someone that has no qualifications for this particular field, you're telling me that I can apply and I can be making hundreds of thousands of dollars while the United States military makes less than me but are paid to protect me, and I'm supposed to not believe that politicians aren't making a ton of money off this war? And that's where it all started to make sense for me. I'm like, this isn't about freedom. This isn't about protecting America. This is about money. War is business. War is business. There are companies that are specifically in business for war. And then they have their political party that they're connected to. It all fucking made sense to me at that moment in time. And I'm like, fuck this. I couldn't believe it. It was like a moment that just hit me in the face. And so I became very, very frustrated with the Republican Party and George W. Bush. And then we got McCain and Palin running against the Obama and Biden or whatever. And right? Am I right about that? Yeah, it was McCain and Palin, right? Am I remembering this correctly? John McCain and Sarah Palin against Barack Obama, correct? And so I was so frustrated with the Republicans. And so I was like, I want the Democrats to win. I'm for whoever the nominee is, because fuck the Republican Party. And so that ultimately was Barack Obama. And then obviously with Barack Obama, we saw how that all fell apart. And Barack Obama turned out to be the single worst thing that's ever happened to our country. And it's kind of a classic case scenario of the line in The Dark Knight, which, again, The Dark Knight continues to just always... The Dark Knight just never ceases to amaze me with the quotes that comes from it. But Barack Obama, it's basically that line in The Dark Knight when Alfred's talking to Bruce and he's talking about how all of these criminals in Gotham, like Batman's beat them down for so long that they've turned to a man that they don't fully understand. That's exactly what George W. Bush did. Is he was such a piece of shit and he was such a warmonger that so many people just turned to Barack Obama, a man that they didn't fully understand. And it ended up biting everybody in the ass. And but the first time I ever voted in my life for president was in 2016 for Donald J. Trump. That was the first time I ever actually voted. But it was almost like sports, like I was just cheering or whatever. I was like, I hate the Republican Party. I can't stand the Republicans. But that's exactly what happened. A lot of people turned to Barack Obama because fucking camera. Hang on, I'll fix it. Give me a minute. I know my camera sucks. If I had any money, I would buy a new camera, okay? My camera sucks. One day I'll fix it, though. Let's see.
The camera loves us.
Yes. Hang on. It'll fucking turn on here in a minute. It'll turn on here in a minute. There we go. All right. Damn it, camera. But yes, so ultimately, I have no desire for any political party. I hate both political parties, but I love Donald Trump and I love MAGA. Link Kenobi for MAGA Red. $100. MAGA Red one. I know Ian Jeremy was cooking. I was cooking, man, and then the camera fucked up and threw me off. Linko Kenobi for 100. Says, what's up, Jeremy? I had my other cousin helping me on Kick. I got it running now, but Twitter is having a similar issue. For now, at least Kick is running, so I appreciate your support. No matter, I'll be finishing uploading videos, then get some sleep. Thanks again to Hell the 199. Happy that you got that up and running, man. Link, keep up the good work, buddy. I'm glad you guys got that figured out. But yeah, the buffering issue, sometimes it happens, but it's usually, sometimes it can be on the platform's end. It just kind of depends. I'd have to see your, your OBS settings and all of that. But, yeah, back to the point at hand, and again, thank you, Link. I appreciate it. Back to what I was saying, though, I do think what's going to be interesting, and I'll show this because this is some fascinating stuff, as a matter of fact. Let me see if I got to pull up a tweet and look for it. I did not bookmark it earlier. I don't know if I'm all in on this Barron Trump hype, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean, like, I want to see, like, does this guy even want to get into politics? You know what I mean? I know everybody's putting, like, all of this focus on, like, 15 years or 20 years or whatever, Barron Trump's going to be he's going to be the guy that carries MAGA forward. I don't know if I can believe that. I mean, the dude's 18 years old, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we can put that type of pressure on this kid right now. We'll just see. But I think a lot of people are jumping the gun, and I understand it. But the guy needs a little time. But I think we could be looking at a future matchup because Mr. Beast has dropped a little more information. If I were president, I wouldn't care about party lines. I'd just always truly make the American people my number one priority. For problems I'm ignorant in, I'd have experts from the left and right advise me on them and try to find the middle ground that's best for America. Wouldn't be viable. Don't care about doing things just because my party says I should. I would focus on uniting the country instead of dividing. Anyways, we can pick this up in 15 years when I'm old enough to run. Ha ha ha. Just for the record, Mr. Beast is not a fan of Donald Trump, and he has made that very clear. I don't know how I feel about Mr. Beast. I don't trust Mr. Beast from that perspective. I don't think Mr. Beast is a bad guy necessarily. I think Mr. Beast, like he says, like right here, like I wouldn't care what others think. Your entire career is about what others think. That's your entire brand is what others think. And I'm not criticizing it, but that's literally your entire brand is to do the single most normie thing that you can possibly do to make as many people as happy as possible. You know what I mean? Like, that is literally what you've done. You've made the most normie-friendly content imaginable. So I don't really see where Mr. Beast is the type of guy to go, yeah, I just want to make everyone happy, and I don't want to make everyone happy, I just want to make America people happy. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think that I'm just telling you right now, you're going to hear from Mr. Beast into the future. The dude is a literal internet genius. That he is. The dude is a genius, and he seems to be a decent guy. Seems to be a decent guy, but he's an absolute marketing and internet genius. And I try not to oversell the genius term when I'm using it seriously. Mr. Beast is an internet genius. There's nobody on this guy's level. Nobody. And the internet will be our future. So you better watch out for this guy, because this guy is going to be a force to be reckoned with down the road. There ain't no doubt about that in my mind. Scary, but true. Scary, but true. Where did we leave off? Ministry of Wrong Think for $9.99 says, did my camera freeze to fuck up again? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. All right. Fuck my camera. All right. I don't know if my other camera's going to work or not. So we're going to have to see if we can get my other camera working. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
I put some from Johnny the Whiz Kid in there that haven't been read from last week.
Okay. There we go. Okay. We'll see how long it works. Maybe I will get a new camera. Maybe I will. GMU alum says, it's so tiresome. The Democrats constantly, let's see. How do you even say this word? Catastrophizing the 2024 race, almost like we don't have 4 years awesome economy under Trump to point to. I mean, they're never going to point to that, because that hurts their whole narrative. Nick Hudson says, Jeremy offered a job to service the troops. G&G play highlights for Jeremy's new camera fund. I just don't want to spend the money to buy a new camera. Like, I have a fucking webcam. I just don't want to spend the money to buy a new, like, fancy camera. You know what I mean? That's the struggle I have right now. Like, this camera, this is like $1,000 camera, probably a $1,500 camera, this fucking M50 or whatever it is. And the only reason I have it is because John Matrix from Black and White Sports cut me a deal on it, because he got a new camera. So he sold it to me at a discounted price. But now that I have it, I kind of like having a nice camera, but I don't want to spend the money to get another one. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to spend the money. I'm pretty cheap when it comes to being a YouTuber. I don't like spending money on unnecessary things, and it feels very unnecessary to buy a very expensive camera. Or I could just keep turning this on and off. And the positive to this is you guys get memes when I freeze up. You know what I mean? You don't get the memes anymore if I buy a new camera. So why not? We have memes, I get mad, and I don't have to spend the money. I think it's a win. You know? I think it's a win. Memes, I don't have to spend the money. I get mad, and we all have fun. I like it. I think it's a good deal. Fantastic Knox says, for the camera fund, you cheapskate. Hail the 199. Stop. I'm not trying to grift you guys on the camera. All right? I have money for a camera. I just don't want to spend the money for a camera. Jupiter Knight says, Jake just said he likes Trump's sexy back end. I can believe it. I can believe it. Ministry of Wrong Think says, this dude breaks YouTube's top 3 in Super Chat every week on 2 different channels and can't afford a new camera. Gary and guitar for $2. Thank you. Hasban Butterdutch for member message. Stop being cheap. Just get a new camera. Fuck. All right. Let me put a poll in the chat. All right. Do you guys want me to buy a new camera? Should I buy a new cam. All right. Should I buy, I guess if I could learn how to spell new. Should I buy a new camera? There we go. We'll let the chat speak on it, okay? %70 says yes right now. We'll see. I think that the memers are gonna be like, chill out, bro. Chill out. Let me go over to Lord of the Reese says this F.A. dude's voice sounded like melted ice cream. Yes, I know exactly what word you were I knew exactly what word you were saying. Journal Duality says, I'm talking about the new one. The first volume of Cobra Commander Run came out last week. Amazon ran out. I went to 2 comic shops. One ran out. The other didn't know it was out. Yeah, the new Cobra Commander Run is phenomenal. I don't have the latest issue, but yeah, it's really good. And Cobra Commander, like, if you've ever followed G.I. Joe or anything like that, like, I love Cobra Commander, but Cobra Commander's always been like he's kind of like a coward in a lot of ways. He always looked like retreat, run. He always blames everybody else. And this new Cobra Commander run, Cobra Commander is a fucking bad mofo, all right? He doesn't put up with anybody's shit. He's a badass. Camera's a write-off. He is just lazy, folks, says Eric K. I still don't want to spend the money for that, though. That's a lot of fucking money. 65%. Looks like I'm buying a new camera. The people win, okay? D-Day Cobra, no. Learn how to configure it. I have configured it. I've knocked down the FPS. I've done a full update. I've went into my settings, everything. So looks like I'm getting a new camera. 8 o'clock says you should put a Biden-Harris sticker on your camera. Gaslight it into working, or it's a fig. Fantastic Mr. Knox says if Gary can afford to buy a new monitor, then you can buy a new camera. John Parsons says get a Sony or a Lumix camera 199. I think in Sony. I'm not going to go. I hate the Canon software on my computer. I freaking hate it. It's terrible. All right. So I will not buy another Canon. I'm not a fan of this Canon camera. Again, I got it because John got a new camera. He calls me, goes, hey, I got a new camera. Do you want this one? You know, he cut me a sweet deal on it. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'll do that. And it's worked great for a long time. Let's see. Kurt Engelstare says Chris Benoit already claimed your camera. Good old Chris Benoit. Sony is a lot of people are saying Sony. Jake the Viking said Sony is the way to go. Is Jake the Viking in the chat? Jake the Viking in the chat? Sony mirrorless cam? I'll look it up. I'll see what we can find. Ministry of Wrong Thing says not to be that guy, but you literally missed my other super chat when your camera froze. God damn it. All right, hang on. Here it is. $9.99. Sorry, I did. I apologize. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, notice the media is referring to Biden's age, saying he's too old as a euphemism for his health being bad. This is deliberate so they can draw an equivalence to Trump, who's also older but healthy. You are correct. You are correct. Because literally everything that they do is centered around Donald Trump. Everything they do, every decision they make, everything. Modalicious says Logitech Brio 4K HD webcam, Amazon, $169. Well, I already have a Logitech Brio. It's fine. It works okay, but it's not like this. Like I don't think I can turn my Brio on right now. Or actually, this is a Brio MX is what I have. Let me see if I can turn my Brio MX on. Give me just a second. I don't think it's going to work, though. I don't think it'll work. Let's see here. There we go. So see, I got to adjust the lighting and shit. Oh, it looks fucking horrible. I look dead because all of my lighting is designed for the other camera. So I look dead. But that's my other one right now. That's what I use on StreamYards. Let me see if is this going to turn on now Or is this going to be fucking broken? There. All the freezing up and shit. God. Why do people watch me? Why do people watch me? And why isn't Jake sending a super chat? That's an improvement? I don't know. Jake says, get Jeremy's attention. I see you, Jake. What the fuck do you want? What do you want? Time Fire says, trust me, ain't nobody watching you for your looks, Jeremy. I mean, a few people might, okay? A few people. Jake says, get his attention and I will send. Okay, send what? What are you going to send? You going to send a super chat? You going to send a super chat? Let's go. Come on. All right, Jake, let's send a super chat and we'll quit picking on you. All right. The Under Armour Gamer says your camera is trying to do its job, hiding the ugly. Let's see here. Let me see. EFILNIKUFU or FESIN. I don't know how the hell to say your name. Hey, Fig, have you been keeping up riding your favorite bike? And do you think Beardo could read my name? I hate Beardo. I heard Beardo touched tips with X-Wing. No, I can't. I don't know what your name is, and I'm not even going to try it. But I don't think Beardo could for sure. There's no way Beardo could read. No way. Let me see. Jake says, get Jeremy's attention first. All right, I'm not gonna ignore. I'm gonna ignore this person. Then I shouldn't. And let you send a super chatter. I'm never mentioning you again. I might just fucking ban you, Jake. Send a super fucking chatter. I'm banning you right now, Jake. Fucking do it. You got 5 minutes. Okay, you got 5 minutes because I know one of your hands is using. You're using one of your hands to jerk your little penis. All right, so I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to clean up, and then send me a super chat, or I'll ban your ass. End of discussion. Fuck around, find out. All right? You're done. GMU alum says, Jeremy is my brother from another mother. Thank you. Appreciate it. John Kennedy says 63215. I just thought of a good idea. Next time I get assigned to work at Trump Tower, I'm going to see if I can get a Trump influencer to promote the 199. Be on the lookout. Let's go. That's awesome, John Kennedy. That would be cool as hell, actually. That would be cool. Alex Jones says 199 FM, no cam. No cam. Nash says, I like eggs. But how do you like your eggs? That's the question. How do you like your eggs? Jake says, Jeremy, how much? Motherfucker, if you got to ask me, that's you problem. Figure it out. Okay? I'll make the decision if it's enough once you send it. If it's not enough, I'm banning you. Okay? If it's not enough, I'm banning you. All right? Done. Over easy. I like scrambled. Soft boiled. Is Jake actually MCU fan? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this stream. I've completely lost control. I don't know why why are 2,000 people still watching this stream? Jake likes pine cones the long way. Oh, hi. Jake. Armin Pack says, Jeremy needs to bring back the beard of shame. If you can't do it daily, then do it weekly. Bring back the heat. Hailstorm, can we do it? It's up to you, Hailstorm. Lone Wolf says, get a new camera, you bum. JD Corey says, Jeremy been buying new shoes for Krista instead of camera, LOL. Also, you Bama, so a 5-year-old is a genius. Bronsonite says, damn that poll. I loved watching you have your Bama, is that chimps out when it freezes? That's over on Rumble. Man, having this Rumble extension for Super Chats is really nice, by the way. It's really nice. It's kind of a game changer. Nothing from Jake. I guess, Jake, we're going to get banned. Zan Zoltan says, so did you just gifted your good camera to Cabrutus? Because this one works. We can all see how much of an ugly mofo you are, just as Ryan is gay. Does Cabrutus needs a new camera, actually. Didn't I say I was going to get him one? I fucking forgot about that. I'm glad you said that. I'm shipping it tomorrow now. Thank you for the reminder. Cabrutus never reminded me. So I'll get on that. Jake says I'll send one tomorrow. Okay, well, then I'll unban you tomorrow. So we are going to, boom. All right, 24 hours, boom, you're done, Jake. 24 hours, you're timed out. Done, get the fuck out of here. Okay? 24-hour ban. Get the fuck out. You're done. You're done. All right? Wolf Angel Unicorn says, bring back the beard of shame, 199 Trump 2024. Let's go. Corn Boy, welcome to the snake pit. Thank you, Corn Boy. Jake is done for 24 hours. So we'll see if he shows up tomorrow, or she, or it, or they, them, or whatever the hell it is. And we'll see. Axel Jensen says, Jeremy, what's Trump opinion on eggs scrambled over easy? Let's see. Or Sunnyside, the people need to know. I will find out for you at the RNC. As a matter of fact, that's a good question for the chat. Do you guys like breakfast food in the morning or at night, like for dinner? I like breakfast food for dinner. I would much rather have bacon, eggs, and biscuits in the evening. I'd rather have breakfast food at night than in the morning. Breakfast food's amazing, dude. Breakfast food is amazing. Just there's a lot of people. Anytime, yes, anytime. Yeah, I mean, breakfast food's the best. But I prefer having it in the evening over... I don't really eat breakfast personally. I don't really do breakfast anyway. But I don't really care for lunchtime. But I definitely like it for like dinner time and things like that. So I'm a big fan of breakfast food at that particular point in time. Morning or really late? That an Alabama thing? Maybe. Let's see. Is it Tection? Oh, I don't know where that one's going, but thank you for the 10. I don't know exactly where that name's going, but thank you so much. All right, we're going to wrap this one up because I do have to make videos for Geeks and Gamers, so I haven't made a video today. I've had 2 yesterday that got over 100,000 views, and I need to make more videos for Geeks and Gamers and on this channel as well. Axel Jensen says, can't spell beard of shame without beardo. M. Sanders says, I'd have it 3 times a day if I could. Hell yeah. Let me see here.
Look in the Cobra DMs. You still have Johnny the Whiz Kids.
Yeah, I can't even open Twitter right now. I'm trying. My Twitter DMs are completely done. I can't open DMs at all.
Okay.
It just show like right here. I'll show the chat. I'm not going to keep hitting refresh because if it does open, but that's what my DMs look like right now on Twitter. So I keep hitting refresh and it keeps telling me I can't load. I'm going to close out of Twitter. Twitter works for me. Yeah, just read them. Twitter works for me, but my Twitter feed, but my DMs are completely dead. Hang on. Yeah. No, DMs are dead.
Okay, I'll read it. Johnny the Whiz Kid, the Democrats are moving to block the SAVE Act, which requires ID to vote. My concern, because we have millions of illegals, shouldn't this be taken to Congress first or voted by the Supreme Court? Johnny the Whiz Kid, for $1, Portland Retro Gaming Expo is happening on September 27th through 29th. I want you to come check it out. But due to gas prices...
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to make that one.
But due to gas prices and the fact that it's in Portland, I can understand if you decline. But I want to meet you again.
Yeah, I'd love to go. I'd love to go to one of those again, but yeah, right now I've had too much traveling on my plate right now, so no way I could make that.
And this one you missed also. Harry Toe 2. $5. Joe Biden got the Ring of Power transformed from Smeagol to Gollum.
Jason Yankovic says new Minnesota State Fair Foods 2024 deep fried ranch dressing and P&B sandwiches dipped in pancake batter and deep fried. That sounds like some Southern stuff right there. That's crazy awesome. GMU alum says, Jeremy, have you tried the Elden Ring DLC yet? Thoughts? I haven't beat the Elden Ring yet, so it's just a matter of time. I need more time. So, but I have not. I've heard mixed things about it though. Navigate says scrambled with green Tabasco. What are we doing? Jeeping Baylor. Hey, Jeremy, are you going to react to the video with Ben Shapiro destroying Eric Swalwell in Congress today? I watched, I saw this, I guess they were Palestine supporter or whatever, confronting Ben Shapiro after his appearance. And while I don't like those freaks either, but like Ben Shapiro it's hard for me to take anything Ben Shapiro says seriously anymore. I used to watch Ben Shapiro a long time ago. I used to enjoy a lot of his takes and a lot of his debates, but I just do not like Ben Shapiro at all. I don't like him. I don't like him because I don't trust him. And especially how unhinged he's become off everything. And it kind of goes back to your number one priority is Israel. Donald Trump brokered historic peace deals for that entire region, yet Ben Shapiro and the prominent Daily Wire people backed Ron DeSantis. Makes no fucking sense. Why did you back Ron DeSantis if Donald Trump created historic peace deals in that region? Why were you so focused on Ron DeSantis? Because TDS is why. TDS. He doesn't have a severe case, but he does have a mild case of TDS, and he will never be able to get rid of that. He has it. He can't get rid of it. It's with him forever. Even when he compliments Trump, he still has to cry about Trump. Even when he says something positive about Trump, he has to still cry about Trump because that's what TDS does to you. And Ben has it. He just has a mild case, whereas Mark Hamill has a severe case. But I don't really like, I can't stomach Ben Shapiro anymore, unfortunately. But I appreciate the suggestion for sure. Maximus BT says, at work, where are my breets at? Jay is now a breet. That is true. Jay is now a breet. TDS is terminal. I agree. It's such a wild, fascinating thing to see people with it. And understand that, and this is why I do judge people on TDS. I don't judge them if they like Trump or don't like Trump. I don't give a shit. When I say I don't care, I mean, obviously I want as many people to like Trump, but if you just don't like Donald Trump, then that's fine. I don't care. But if your hatred from Donald Trump is your one defining characteristic on every topic, then I'm going to judge you harshly. If my extent of knowledge of you is your hatred for Donald Trump, then I'm going to judge you very harshly, very harshly. And that's just my line in the sand right there. And so like the other day, that guy from Toy Galaxy, I made a video on it, Dan Larson. I had never looked up Dan Larson's stuff ever because I liked Dan Larson's toy channel, Toy Galaxy. And then I saw his tweet about Trump, and I quote tweeted him. He blocked me, so I signed into my other account, and I looked up his name with Trump. The TDS was off the fucking charts, and I'm like, holy shit. I couldn't believe how bad it was. By the way, and I'll have to check this to see if it's still the case, I think he unblocked me. Let me see if he unblocked me. I got to go scroll back just a bit. But I feel like he unblocked me. He did. He unblocked me. He unblocked me. So this is the tweet that I quoted. He says, I'm fine with Biden. I'm fine with Harris. I'm fine with the 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th pick. I'm fine with the bitey dog. I'm fine with the blue chair. I'm voting for the party. The person at the top doesn't matter at this point. I have all the motivation I need to vote against Trump. Like, so he blocked me. I guess he's unblocked me now. So I said, TDS has broken so many people. It's wild. This tweet says it all. I had to screenshot it because I said, since he blocked me, here's the tweet, next level TDS, but now he's unblocked me. So, I don't know, man. Wild times. But that is next level TDS right there. And a lot of people are suffering from it. And they're never going to not have these issues. Some people can move on from it. Some people can get better, but they can't fully, they can't fully get rid of their TDS. They can't do it. And Ben Shapiro is a classic example. All right, let's see here. All right, people. I'm not going to do that one. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up right now. But let me see where you guys are at. Make sure I caught up on everything. Fantastic vs. Knox says TDS sufferers are wild, especially in Australia. It's wild. Yeah, I don't understand it, but I'm going to continue to laugh at them and make fun of them because it's fun. It's fun to do that. It's very fun. All right, guys. So thank you for a great stream. Thank you for the gifted memberships, for the super chats, for all the love. I really do appreciate it. No Fortnite tonight. I have to make videos. Videos. G&G is crushing it right now, and I have to keep that grind up. So I've got to make videos for Geeks and Gamers. And I might even make one for D-Day Cobra as well. Fucking camera! Paused up again. Damn it. Couldn't even end the stream without the fucking camera fucking up. So, thank you guys. I really do appreciate all of you. See if I can get it working again before we end. All right, let's see what happens. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? All right. It's working. There we go. All right. So thank you. I'm going to buy a new camera. I know. I'm not even grifting it, so don't worry about it. I got it. David says, I love Trump's patriotism and work ethic, not so much his table manners. Hail the fellowship. Hail the 199 bigot army. Hey, politics is not a place for table manners. Politics needs a person to get in there and ruffle some feathers because ultimately all these politicians that fake table manners, they are dirty as hell behind the scenes. Trump just doesn't hide who he is. And that's why people, love Donald Trump. So, but thank you for the support. I appreciate it, brother. But yes, I'll make some videos for Geeks and Gamers, potentially for this channel as well. This channel closing in on 150,000 subscribers. Geeks and Gamers closing in on 400,000 subscribers. That is super awesome. So, Amenti says, get a new damn camera, you inbred Bama fig. Straight to the point, right, Amenti? Well, thank you. I will get a new camera. I'll probably get it back. I'll probably have a new camera when I return from Wisconsin. Friday night CobraCast is going to be interesting. I don't know what I'm doing for Friday night because I'm going to probably be traveling. It might be JCast 199. I don't know yet. I guess we'll see. It might be JCast 199. Time will tell. Every time we put J on, it goes crazy. The chat goes crazy. So it may be a JCast 199. So we'll see. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I love you all. I appreciate you all. As usual, we're going to end here on YouTube. And we will run Sabaton over on Rumble, Kick, and Twitter so we can avoid the copyright claims that always hit us with that song. But maybe we'll get JCast 199. We'll see. Thank you guys so much. Trump 2024 to save America. Check out my Geeks and Gamers videos, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.